We're chasing comedy, working on jokes, working on bits, seeing what sticks, seeing what stinks. We're chasing comedy, politics and current events, cultural shifts and psychological bents, the daily news, your grandpa's views, conspiracy theories, trending Google queries. Either way, it's all okay. We're chasing comedy. So listen up and we'll lay it all out. Whether you're seeking wisdom or zoning out, have your fill, it's all just for the mill. With Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy. We're Brian and Dustin, and we're chasing comedy.
That could be a bit. You ever like you say something and then the person repeats the thing you just said? You're like, yeah, I just said that. It's our reflex to repeat what the person said. I think it's kind of funny.
It's how we roll.
Yeah, you got stabbed? Really? You got stabbed? Yeah, I got stabbed.
That could be a bit.
See what you did there? That's why
Everything's
you're
a
the pro.
bit.
Yeah. Oh, what this is.
All right. Oh, okay. Hey,
is that a squeaky toy in the background?
Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Like, that's not you, Brian. It's me. I love how he's looking and he doesn't have a dog.
So I just got a foster puppy a couple days ago.
I want to get a dog, but I'm afraid of like how it's going to change my life and completely like I know. I don't know what to do.
It definitely will, but you get used to it.
Yeah. And it's fulfilling as well. I get it.
Yeah.
Yes. Changed my life. I think, you know what it is too? It's like, I think everybody should have a dog or a kid. If you don't have a kid, then get a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we all need some sort of responsibility distraction. Otherwise, you just go insane. If all your only distraction is your partner, I feel like eventually it's just too much on both people. You know what I mean? Like you need something that's like outside of you to be like, oh yeah, I got to take you outside. Oh yeah. I got to take you to the vet. Oh yeah, I got to, instead of like your only focus is the person that you love. It's too much.
That's interesting. Brad Pitt said that he wanted to have kids, and they said, what was the big thing that when you want to have children? And he said, I'm so tired of hearing about myself. Like he turns on TV and it's like I'm so exhausted for either talking about myself or hearing about myself. And
yeah,
yeah,
you need something extra because it's like, and it really is. I mean, I'm not one of these crazy emotional support people or anything like that. However, it does lessen the anxiety because it's like you can't think about yourself all day. You got to make sure this thing goes out and poops and pees and all that and gets fed. And so you don't have time to just, to spiral into yourself. So that's I'm big fan of the dog. And that's the only animal is the dog. Everything else is just useless.
Honey badger.
Let's go down that. I'll go down this road as a potential bit. But everything
there
else,
you go.
But everything else is useless. It's like a cat is just another roommate that doesn't want to be there. You know what I mean? Like it's not giving you any sort of like fulfillment or joy. Everything is fake. I think we talked about this last week. If a cat acts like a dog, then it's a good animal. But let's go beyond that. A bird. I mean, come on.
Seriously?
That's a full-time job. Having like a parrot. I mean, and they never die. They never die. They live to be like 80. And you're just like, if you get and I'm one of these people, once you get your pet, you can't give it back. Like if you get a crappy dog, you're stuck with that dog. Don't be that guy, because that's why we have problems with all the, the pounds across the country, because people get a dog that's too hyper and then they take it back. No, you get that dog.
You got to keep that dog. You got to get references.
Every pet is like that. We had fish, which is the worst of it all. It's like you're better off just having a plant. And we had these fish, and these fish would kill each other. Like I got to put these African cichlids, and they would just all be in a tank together, and they would come home and there'd be like one left.
Mhm.
And it was just like,
Wait, what kind of fish was this?
the African cichlid, and it's like a tropical fish, but it looks like a saltwater fish. So they're beautiful fish, but they're just violent, and so it's just horrible. And then we had 2 left, and we had I had to separate the 2 so they didn't kill each other, and I had like a little divider in the fish tank. And then during the pandemic, we came out to Maine to stay with my girl's family, and we took those fish cross country in a car. And I had a little like battery powered air pump. I'm like trying to keep them alive. And we took them all the way to Maine, and then her poor parents had to take care of them. And they recently.
So you're shipping fish cross country?
I'm not gonna kill a fish. Yeah, I'm not gonna give it.
Yeah,
because you can't give a fish away. You can't. Like, that's the thing. At least a dog, you can probably find a person, as my dog barks.
A foster. Nobody ever fosters. Nobody fosters a fish.
Yeah, nobody's like, hey man, I'll foster your goldfish. Yeah. I'll foster your beta fish.
Okay, so wait a minute. But you also were picking. You've got what's that movie with the Stay Gold Pony Boy? What movie was that?
Outsiders.
The Outsiders. Yeah, you've got a gang war between the socks and the Socs and the greasers in your living room. You don't need that. You're like a subspecies gang fight going on, like the West Side Story.
Yeah.
With Finn. West Side Story with fins.
Yeah. Well. Right? I feel like every fish owner, it's like an experimental warden. You know what I mean? Like you're just trying to put, these species together. Like, but I always feel bad for the shrimp. Somebody always puts like a shrimp in their fish tank. That thing gets eaten. That thing gets eaten like 3 days in. It's just dead. Mm-hmm. But you've seen fish tanks where they got what I'm talking about. They got like a little shrimp at the bottom. That thing is always just getting hammered. At one point, that thing's going down. And it's like, why are you doing that to the poor shrimp? So
that's
anyway.
Okay. Well, all right. So we're not even. I mean, we're already in a bit here, but there's something really. I didn't see. This is not something I know about. So you seem to have a lot of knowledge about that. I like the seahorse. I mean, I had children. Children.
Another
people would have a seahorse,
yeah.
Right? No, but there's so much material there because you have so much. Okay, you have a gang fight going on. You've got horses. So you got an Old West. It really is like Yellowstone or what is it? Tombstone. Tombstone
or modern Crips and Bloods. It's like just
You got the Crips and the Bloods, the Tombstone,
and the bluefish. Yeah, they hate each other.
Right, but I like the fact that there's horses in there, so it's like the Old West, right? Yeah. Seahorses. Yeah. So you got seahorses, and you got somebody wanting to make threats and idle threats and take land, and like they want to take over the. There's always that treasure chest in there. The treasure chest that comes out like people,
little pump,
right?
Little pump in there.
That's what you want to do. You want to encourage greed in an ecosystem that's already rife with conflict, right? Like. So we're gonna put goodies down there, and then we watch them. Why are they killing each other? Oh, I don't know. Maybe we're trying to encourage the same capitalist, greed and ruthlessness that we have in the human system down in the. You know what I mean? So then you come back a week later.
You've made it way better than I could ever make it, as far as the complexity of it. Yeah. Let me get back to fish. So here's the deal. So I've had all the worst pets because we lived in an apartment in Queens, New York, and it was like we couldn't have cats or dogs. So we had all the other crappy pets. We didn't have a bird, but we did have guinea pigs. We were like full-grown adults, like well into our 30s and 40s, and we had guinea pigs. And it was like basically in New York, it's just a better looking rodent, and that sort of thing. It's like if you're a rat and you don't have a tail, you got a pretty good life. But if you're a rat with a tail, it could go either way. So, but the guinea pig is somehow this animal that gets all the love because it's got no nasty snake rat tail. And so it just gets everybody's like, oh, give their kid a guinea pig. But it's a rodent. It's a rat. It's not a rat. It's just, it's an exotic rat. It's, it's from Peru or whatever. But it's, but it's the worst animal.
You've got SeaWorld, you've got a petting zoo in your living room, you've got
We've had everything.
Yeah.
We've had everything.
Yeah.
And the guinea pig, it only shows you affection if you have lettuce in your hand. Otherwise, it's gone. It hides from you. It's like,
So do I, by the way. Right? As do I, by the way.
That's true.
Right. So, wait. So okay, that's really funny too. So there you go. Like okay, you got it's if you have a piece of produce, you're suddenly the guinea pig's best friend. Other than that, it's like a drug dealer. You're like selling meth. That's meth to a.
It is meth, and they're just crazy for it. They start squealing and stuff. They start freaking out. But once you just want a pet. They don't. I mean, they're like, no, dude, I'm not. You're not petting me, and they just hide. And this is a horrible animal to have. I don't know why we give them to children. They shouldn't. We shouldn't give kids anything but a dog, because a dog teaches responsibility. Dog will actually love you back. A dog is fun.
Well,
dogs run this, and dogs do more than most humans in this country. They're leading the blind. They're in our military. They're on our police force. They're dealing with anxiety issues.
They're working the airport.
I mean, dogs are exhausted from us. Like we put dogs to work. Dogs are doing more than most people in Alabama. I'll tell you that.
And they don't even have a union. They don't have a union or anything. No,
they don't get paid. They get like a dog treat. Like that's all they get. They get a dog biscuit, and they're working 40-hour weeks.
And that's great, because like the war on drugs, we had to enlist another species to get involved in our issues with our inability to stay off crack.
Yeah. And then we forced them to be narcs. They don't want to be narcs.
Yeah.
They don't.
That's really funny.
Forced it on them. They're just like, dude, I don't care what you do. I eat poop. That's my drug. Yeah. You think I care about your cocaine in your bag? I don't care. But if I don't sniff it out, I'm not getting food for the day.
This is rich potential here.
Yeah, this is
you know what? Oh, here I got one. Not a joke, but just to introduce to your bit, because we had Gail said that maybe we might have bed bugs. She got bit or something, and so they have bed bug dogs.
Oh, they do. They do. The beagle. Yeah, I've seen that beagle.
Yeah, the beagle. Yes, they're beagles. And
Roscoe.
They come in.
It's Roscoe the Beagle in New York.
Yeah,
it's one dog. Talk about a lot. He's got the market.
Yeah, he's got the whole market.
His name's Roscoe, and he's a beagle.
That's it. And they brought it's the one dog that's cornered the market on that, right?
Yeah.
That mastered that one skill. He's like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or something, right?
Jeff Dunham.
Yeah. And they brought him in, and he sniffed around, and I'm like going, and he's like sniffing around the bed, and he goes, and the guy goes, he found something, but it's not a big infestation. It's very much. I'm like, how do you know that? How do you reading the dog's language? But they do. They seem to be really good at this, And it's like $400 or something to have the dog run around your apartment for 10 minutes and tell you if you have bed bugs. Okay. It's like, and I don't know if it's a scam or anything,
I mean, you want it to be real. You know what I mean? You want to think that a dog came in and solved the problem, because that's how much we love dogs. They have dogs that sniff out cancer in a person. They the person's just standing there, and the dog comes up. He's like, if the dog does something, you're like, oh, you got cancer, right, Adam? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. There's like a dog. Yeah. Look that up. I don't know if we want to go down cancer, but it's depressing.
Dogs?
There's a dog that will find the cancer in a human, and it's like crazy. It's like
wow.
That's the thing. Dogs really need to be more celebrated in this country. It's like they're doing way.
Right. So you got drug sniffing dogs. You got bed bug sniffing dogs. You got cancer sniffing dogs. Got to
be a funny one. There's got to be like a funny one too. It's got to be.
Well, it says the dogs that are trained to sniff out cancer are Springer Spaniels, Labrador Retrievers, German Shepherds, and Belgian Malinois.
Of course. That would have been my guess. The Belinois. What?
It's always the Belgians. Right. Yeah. It's always the Belgians. Always up to something. Yeah.
Yeah, but we are working dogs. And then it doesn't stop. We got dog sleds. They're transportation. You live in places where people can't drive in the snow. You got a sled of dogs. Yeah, they've been using the dogs as the sleds. They're like the first Uber. And we got
We got
dogs are transportation. It's like,
damn.
they're doing a lot. I bet I can keep going. What else we got with dogs?
I'm just sitting back going, wow, all right. I didn't even know this, but I mean, I just picture the dogs in the green room with a bunch of other dogs going, are you still working the bed bug market?
Yeah.
How's the bed bug market?
And they're actors. They're actors.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what I need. Yes.
Yeah,
There
that's
you go.
funny. Now I gotta compete with this collie, for work in Hollywood. Yeah, that's so
great.
funny. That's so funny.
Yeah, if you lose a gig to a Malamute, you know what I mean. How do you call your agent? How does your agent break the news to you? You know, listen, they're going in another direction. Okay,
Dude.
They decided to go in another direction. You know,
I mean, but I'd rather watch Benji than a Rob Reiner, movie or something. Like, what's his name? Who's the guy from SNL? I screwed up his name. Not Rob Reiner. He's the great director. Rob Schneider. That was the joke.
Rob Schneider. Rob Reiner.
I would watch Benji than Rob Schneider. Anyway, it's too late. I screwed it up. It would have been funny if I was in a club.
Yeah, that would be really funny. Wow. You're
They're
right.
actors. They're actors. I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot going on. And they're athletes.
You know,
they're athletes. We watched it. We're watching them jump through over ramps. And
they're in the circus. Yes, they're in the circus. Are they in the Olympics? Because I was thinking about this because in the Olympics, the horses are in an event, and that's right. The only animal there are the equestrian events, and the animal is being, competing for a gold medal. And so I don't know if there's a dog thing, but
horse is the only one that trumps a dog. And the greatest athlete of all time is Secretariat, which he beat out Jordan in a ESPN list, I think, which I think is hilarious. Can you imagine? You're like, greatest athletes of all time. You're like, who beat you? Ali? Nah, a four-legged creature.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. That really doesn't seem right. You know what I mean? Come on. If you're Mike, let's throw the ball. Look, okay. I mean, Usain Bolt is fast like a horse is fast, but what else does a horse do? He can't shoot hoops. He's not going to hit a fastball. He's not going to put him in the ring with like Tyson and Jake Paul and see what happens to a horse.
I don't know about that. You put that horse. Dude. You have those guys punch their butt. You tell me what happens after that. I put money on a horse kicking a man to the ground in 2 seconds.
I don't know. Did you see Alex Karras in Blazing Saddles punch out the horse? That was one shot, and he went down. Right?
That was a sucker punch. It was.
Yeah.
But let a horse know what's happening. Forget it. I'm gonna put money on that horse.
Okay, so we got a lot of threads here. This is not even
I'm excited. I'm excited. I think there's a lot. I think it starts out just dogs. Best animal. Like you don't need a bird is a lot because it's like people that have birds are creepy. They end up like people have birds or snakes or like I could do a funny thing about that too. It's like if you have a snake. It's like that's. I mean, what's the point of that? Too. That's another one. It's like people that have snakes for pets. It's like what are you doing? Like what? You just
I had snakes.
Did you?
I had snakes. Yes, I did.
How old were you?
Every kind.
Were you a teenager?
I was a kid. 8. Yeah, I was like 8. Ever since I was a kid, I had snakes growing up. I did
not see that coming. I love that about you. That's fun.
I
mean, they're cool
rats.
if you're a boy at that age, but if you're an adult, did you have them in your 30s?
No.
Okay, that's
no. At a certain, you let that go. Yeah.
When you're trying to, meet chicks and stuff. Yeah.
No.
I'm just snake as a kid is cool. All these animals are great when you're a kid. I'm talking about adults owning guinea pigs, adults having a fish tank, adults having birds, adults having snakes.
Okay, well, but I mean, the thing is, I think there's something here about moving up the evolutionary scale, because I mean, it's like Seinfeld did a joke about if you got a chimp, if you need a pet that can ride what did he say? A great joke. He goes, if you need a pet that can smoke a cigar and ride a bike, just have a kid, right? Like I was talking about, but okay, and ride a tricycle, just have a kid. But the idea that people have chimps as like Michael Jackson, had a chimp, like but also but also there was like remember sea monkeys.
Oh yeah.
When you were a kid, remember they were like brine shrimp. That's like the lowest pet you could possibly. It's plant and then sea monkeys.
The first clickbait or sea monkeys. Because you get a back of Mad Magazine or something or whatever they were in, and you would just see the thing, and it was like this really cool illustration of like these like weird looking alien creatures having a good time. It's like a dad with like a crown. He's riding a bike or whatever. And he had the kids, and everybody's happy. And then you get these things, you put them in. It's just shrimp. Just tiny. It's just bacteria and shrimp.
I know, but they would mail it to you. That's the scary part.
They'd mail it.
It was like
to
a
you.
living creature that they would send in the mail. They would have a living creature they would send in the mail, and it was like powdered. It was a powdered pet. That's what it was. It was like a pet that was powdered, and you'd add water to it, and then they would start swimming around.
Yeah,
and
can you find that ad, Adam? Do you have the ad?
I was just pulling it up.
It was, but I remember that ad. I think I ordered it, and it was just like
everybody did.
It's so funny.
Every guy did. Every guy did.
That is funny. The idea of it not being alive and then putting it in the water and it comes to life. That's pretty amazing, I guess.
That is pretty.
That wasn't the sell. The sell was you're going to have a party. This whole family of sea monkeys, this creature from the unknown.
And then in like 10 minutes, you'd flush it down the sink because you didn't know what the hell you were looking at because all the fun was out of it.
I don't know what you could do.
Minutes.
Could you feed them? I don't even know what you could do with them.
I don't think monkeys really would have captured that. Like, you know what I mean? Like monkeys. Great name. Sea monkeys.
That's what it is. It's somebody there it is. Oh, well, look at that. Yeah, I nailed it. I nailed it pretty good. You did. You got the dad. It's like they live in a nice little castle. And that was it right there. That's a color ad.
Could that family get any whiter? Look
at
the family.
Even in the 70s, our sea monkeys were white.
But I'm not even. Even the sea monkeys are white. But look at the family.
Oh,
I mean, that's basically a neo-Nazi dream house right there, right?
Yeah.
Like look at that family.
Yeah, I don't think black people were buying sea monkey shrimp. You know what I mean? Like that's a white. I mean, they know their audience here. They're little dumb little white kids.
Let's read this. Okay, you get a 1-year supply of growth food. I don't remember even feeding these things, but whatever. Water purifier, a magnificent, fully illustrated manual of sea monkey care, raising, training, breeding, and training.
What are you teaching a sea monkey to do? Like what? What do you? That's doing backflips and just handshakes.
Always clowning around.
It's got no legs.
No, but read the ad. Eager to please, they can even be trained. Always clowning around. These frolicsome pets swim, stunt, I believe, and play games with each other because they are so full of tricks. You'll never tire of watching them. I'm getting tired of reading about them, by the way. And raising sea monkeys, raising them is so easy. Even a 6-year-old can do it. That's great. Yeah.
Well, here's the kicker, Adam. Can you buy them now?
Oh yeah, you can.
You can.
Wow.
You can still buy. I mean, the kids with their internet. I mean, I would love for a kid to buy one of these, and or at least
instant pets. Just add water. I don't think.
What does the ad look like now? Did they update the ad? Did they put like an Indian family there? They did a biracial family. Is it? I want to see
that's really funny.
The updated sea monkey. Yeah.
I love the fact that it's just add water, and that's really funny.
I also want to see the inflation. Like, it was $1 back then. What's it now? Is it $12? Like, I want to know. Really want to know about the sea monkey in modern day society.
And $1.
I mean, it was $1, dude.
People were sending in $1 back then.
Oh, an actual dollar. Yeah, they were. It was an actual dollar.
Yeah. They were sending $1 in.
There
was no Venmo. Look, Look at the bottom. Cash, check, or money order for $1. Okay. No CODs. Okay.
Our generation was the best. It really was.
Yeah.
The fact that they were
Gen X.
scamming us on this, and we didn't care.
Look at that. Look at this. No, look, Dustin, look at this. This is the perfect example of why we're the best generation, because people need the entire internet, and we were amused by this.
Oh,
this is all we needed.
Everything. This was
right?
everything. This was hours of entertainment. And then there was so much buildup. First of all, you see the ad. That's exciting.
Yeah.
You're getting revved up. And then you finally get the courage to have a sea monkey in your house. That could go either way. We don't know what's going to happen. The unknown. Yeah. And then you mow a lawn or whatever to get that $1. So you worked for that sea monkey.
Mow a lawn.
And then you put the $1 in the envelope and you think, and then it's all the wait. When's my sea monkey coming?
Wait, I can't wait.
Checking the mail every day. You're checking the mail
every day. You sea monkeys.
It's like the Christmas story. Every day.
At the fishbowl. Look at the fishbowl in the photo. It looks like there's kangaroos jumping around in there. Look at it. Yeah, right there.
That's what I thought was coming. I thought like a kangaroo alien monkey thing was coming in. It was just going to be the best time of my life. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was full size. I had no idea how big they were either.
And think about the fraud angle just alone on this. Like
there
was nobody.
The first clickbait. That's what I'm saying. It was the first clickbait.
Yeah. Nobody was doing anything. It's on Fifth Ave. We should go to this address in Fifth. I can live on 200 Fifth Avenue and see what the hell is over there, right? Like Unicorn House. Okay, I want to find out what's there.
Adam, did you find the updated?
Yeah, I got a video of the
video.
One.
Yeah, we'll play the video. Sure. Yeah, let's play that bad boy.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm done. Because I may order. We have to order it for the show just to get. Okay, already I'm frightened. TVC. Sea monkeys.
They're back. Bring them to life. All you need is water. Add the sea monkey. And you're ready for instant life. It's easy. Feed them and watch them grow day after day. Choose your favorite tank and hatch your own original sea monkeys from Bandai.
See,
wow.
That's horrible. That's the worst adaptation.
Yeah, that's horrible.
And it's
the other one had much more. Yeah.
Well, there's more emphasis on the reality of it. See, I think it really came in strong on the what we think, what a little kid's imagination could come up with the illustration. Because what happens there, not gonna lie, I do like the little magnifying glass on the thing. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have that.
No,
they didn't have that.
No, because the other one left everything to your imagination. That was the whole thing. You could project anything onto it, and then you were depressed for a week when you realized that you've been duped. But it was interesting, you know.
Because what they're doing here is they're making it more science, and so that's how they're selling it. Which that's not fun. Yeah. Nobody.
That's
ask this country. Nobody cares about science. That's not as fun.
That's right. Yeah. That's not really. You know what I mean?
Nobody cares. Come on, wrong country.
I mean, it looks like you know what I mean. The kids look like Walter White in your apartment. You're like Breaking Bad. You got a meth lab in your. This is the early meth lab.
That's a pretty big statement there too. Ocean Zoo. I mean, they're throwing that. They're using that word zoo pretty loosely. That's their clickbait.
That's wow.
Is it Ocean Zoo? Is it like the San Diego Zoo? Is that how good it is?
Yeah.
Like,
I love the fact that it's like just add water. Like you can have your own pets that you create. Like you're making steel cut oats. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's the same thing. It's the same.
Pretty much. They taste the same.
Yeah. Why not just make steel cut oats? It actually is more nutritious. It's just as interesting to look at. It bubbles up. It's just whatever. Yeah.
Just watch oatmeal. Just make oatmeal. Yeah.
Just make it. It's much healthier. Make really oatmeal. That's funny.
So we I think we covered a lot of creatures today. But you know what I was going to say? You covered it, and you were talking about the Seinfeld joke, but. I was basically what I was thinking of was the idea of you have all these pets that I was talking about. Well, the snake guy's funny. I still want to talk about the snake guy. I think, and the fact that you were a snake kid was really funny to me. But but yeah, I feel like when you have a snake, there's you're either like when you're a snake guy, you're either like kind of like introvert, and you're just kind of into like maybe heavy metal or whatever, you're just kind of in your house, or you're that guy that walks out on the sidewalk with it, and
yeah. Because it shows
you're
it
that
off.
guy that's like, "Hey, I got my snake." And
That's
and you're just trying to get pictures or whatever, and you're scaring women on the sidewalk. You're either this weirdo, like just never leave the house, or you're just like, "Hey," and you're just like walking around like it's I just think it's really
I don't know which category.
There's two snakes.
I didn't used to walk. I didn't used to walk the streets with them, but I always was fascinated.
How big was what was your biggest snake?
I had a king. That's a rather personal question. A king snake. I had a king snake, a speckled king snake that would eat other snakes.
Oh, good.
That was like the coolest snake. They would eat everything: frogs, mice, rats. Yeah,
Did you feed it all that stuff?
What's that?
Did you feed it like frogs and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
You wild. See that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a certain kind of person right there. Like like not to say you're serial killer potential, but I do feel like like you got that in you. Like somebody that could just watch that. There's a snapping moment that could happen in your life. Anybody that could just watch a snake kill something and eat it live.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of breed. That's a guy that you just got props from me that I didn't have for you before. Like I'm like, all right, I'm just saying,
You're welcome. Even when I was a kid, I wanted to I just thought snakes were so fascinating for some weird reason. I don't know.
Cool.
But I was
they are cool.
But king snakes were always the coolest snakes because they would eat other snakes. You could throw a rat in there. They would look at that. Now that's a boa constrictor. That's a boa
junior high. That's Brian is junior high.
yeah. Find me in junior high right there. That's right.
Hey, ladies, want to go to the dance? What's going on?
That's a boa right there. Or drug dealers are into these things. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. Well, that's the same guy. The guy that goes out, he's selling drugs. He's showing his snake. It's like the whole thing. Yeah. But that's just really something. Hey,
if do you have? Well,
I have a story. I have a quick snake story. So I had a girlfriend who was kind of, she was a rock and roll chick or whatever, and I think I was 16, maybe 15, one of those ages, and I remember my mom. I wanted to buy her a birthday present, so my mom and I had some money. She took care of the rest, and we bought her a snake because she wanted a snake, and so we got her like something like a king snake. It was like a freckle looking thing. It was really cool, and got her the aquarium and the thing and the mice and the whole thing. And her mom just went ballistic, and she was like, "We're not having this snake in the house. We're not having a thing." And they took back the snake and the aquarium and got a cat. And that's probably my hatred for cats started there, because it's like she traded in the snake for a cat. And it was just like, we try to act like we like this cat. We're like, a snake is so much cooler. So,
no. That's interesting. You can actually do you have the receipt and you can trade it in.
You just trade in a snake.
You can upgrade. You can upgrade.
That's a downgrade. They both hate mice. They both hate mice. I tell you that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's that. But okay. So there's that. And then I wanted the other thing I was thinking of. Sorry to take over today, but the other thing is, then there's pet owners with all that, the snakes and the birds and the cats and the dogs. And then there's, like you were saying before about the chimps and stuff. Then there's the illegal zoo owner, the illegal zoo animal person, that's
Tiger
like
King.
Or not even that. Like the guy that just, like in New York, that had like an alligator in his apartment in Brooklyn or something. So it's like, then there's those freaks that have like a baboon, and like try to pretend it's just an ugly kid or whatever. But there's people that just have these like illegal zoo animals, and then it's like tigers. Like then they get loose, and this is like a panther just going down the thing.
Well, what was was it Tiger King that had like if you have a tiger. Like this guy would get women because women like tigers or something, like big tiger cubs or something. Did you see Tiger King?
Oh,
The guy it was all a lure to get chicks.
Well, not with the Tiger King. He liked dudes, but yeah.
No. No, but there's a guy in that thing that like
there was a guy.
comes
Oh
to-
yeah, the other guy, the guy with the ponytail.
Yes, the other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. Well, yeah, he was like rich, and then he would have like elephants and tigers and all.
Yeah.
It was like he was Tarzan basically, because
Yeah.
chicks love Tarzan. So yeah,
Right.
So, yeah,
So
people
women
use that whole allure of Tarzan, I think, to hit to pick
or
up
some
chicks.
stuff, or they like but they like oh look a tiger. I don't know what women like. Tiger cubs or something like that. They thought that sounds like a cool pet. So this was the guy. Look, you know what I mean? My whole life I wanted to be sense of humor and be funny to get women, and this guy is literally looting the animal kingdom, like trying to get.
Yeah,
chick,
when your woman game is basically a tiger cub, like
yeah. But you're really investing. I gotta buy a snow leopard if I'm gonna get some action. You know,
you already have money. You don't need to bring in zoo animals.
Yeah,
like you already you have that works.
Yeah, what went on in that guy's brain where he said, "Listen, how do I get chicks? I don't know. Buy a cheetah." You know what I mean?
You don't need the real Porsche. The car Porsche work. Is a Porsche an animal?
Yeah.
No? It is, right?
No. Well,
it's a horse. Isn't a Porsche a horse?
No.
What is a Porsche?
I have no idea. Adam, look that up.
But what's a Porsche?
It's not.
They all have a horse. Like the Ferrari has a horse.
Ferrari's got the horse.
Oh, what is that emblem on the Porsche? Nothing. Just like Nazi stuff or something.
What is that one?
It's not a horse. I thought it was some sort of horse.
So
I know the Ferrari has a horse.
Let me see.
It's not any sort of mammal.
Oh no, it is.
Oh.
Yeah, what is this? It's a horse.
Huh. See how you guys just mocked me right there?
Oh, it is a Porsche? I did.
Yeah, everybody mocked the Texan guy. You don't know what a horse is. Porsche.
No, but that's funny.
There's something funny about you don't need the Porsche horse. Then nobody's going to know that in the audience. That's for sure. But I could say that it's a horse, or you get a Ferrari. I guess is probably more known as the horse, But whatever,
right?
But you don't need the car works. In my head, the joke is, but
get a cool car.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Get a cool car. Get a personality.
Yeah,
you don't need a wombat in your tool shed.
That's a great word, wombat. You don't need a wombat to get chicks. Money.
Unless you're in New Zealand or Australia, I guess maybe that's
Tell a girl she's pretty and pay for dinner. You don't need a wombat.
Yeah, and a woman that would be. And a woman that's going to give it up for a wombat, you don't want anyway, right? Like
I don't know. You might be freaky. Who knows?
I love it. My whole life I wanted to be a funny guy, and this Ace Ventura is getting laid more than I do.
There it is.
Yeah. Right.
Nice. All right. Well,
anyway,
I've taken enough time. What do you got?
There you go. Ace Ventura.
The animal stuff is just go on forever. So I'm going to use. I'm excited about it. I can play with
animals. Always funny. Animals are always funny
too. Clean, which is good.
So this is how. Okay, so are we switching up gears? Are we segueing?
Well, go. You wanted me to bring up something. Do you remember what it was? I remember.
Yeah, I think it was. Did I?
Playboy Mansion.
I think. What is it?
Playboy Mansion.
Oh yeah, great. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. I have this bit with no punchline. Welcome to my act. Right. Welcome to my act. But I always thought it was funny to walk on stage and say, "Listen, folks, this is a high level to pull this off, and it needs a great twist. But this is a tough one to do on the show. But okay, the joke is this: Hey, everybody, I'm really excited to be here wherever I'm playing. Muskrat, Oregon, whatever it is, and I'm like, hey, my agent called me and he said, Brian, we have this great date for you. It's the Playboy Mansion. Okay. You'll be surrounded by hot models. You only have to do 15 minutes. It's at the Playboy Mansion. It's called Playboy Mansion Hot Tub Party.
Wow.
And you'll be doing this whole thing, and they're paying you they want to pay you $8,000 to do this. $50,000 is some exorbitant amount. $50,000, let's say $50,000, and it's got
That's a pretty big jump, but yeah.
Yeah, whatever. No, but just go with it.
Okay.
That's not even a joke. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
And sometimes you say, Brian, we have a movie deal for you. It's called Hollywood Playboy Mansion Hot Tub Party. You only have to do a 15-minute cameo in it. You only have to be there for one day. You'll be surrounded by supermodels. You'll be in a hot tub with all these Playboy Mansions. It pays $80,000, and they'll fly you in, and it'll be red carpet treatment all the way. I'm like, great. And they said, when is it? I said, when is it? And they said, oh, it's December 18th, let's say. And I'm like, wait, I'm appearing in Altoona that day, right? and the guy goes, well, we'll just replace you. And I'm like, what do you mean replace me? Like I'm just replaceable? Is that what you think? Like that like you could just throw any comedian. The whole joke is that basically I've got this amazing, it's this whole act out where I'm basically having an argument with my agent. This is a really hard one, okay? And basically it's like, and wherever I'm playing, I can just say, if I'm playing in Altoona, Pennsylvania, I just go, yeah, but I said to my agent, but I'm playing Altoona that day. And he said, yeah, Brian, sure, but that's like, it's Altoona. And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're at just Altoona? Let me tell you something about Altoona, okay? My whole life, I wanted to work in Altoona, okay? And the whole thing is just basically wherever I'm playing, the joke is that I wanted to play there, and I will take that over a Hollywood hot tub party, okay? Okay?
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay, so the joke, it's such a difficult, I love this kind of stuff. It's kind of inside show business stuff, but it's like, I told my agent, I said, look, I'm not going to fly to sit in some hot tub with a bunch of supermodels just because they want to offer me that gift. I'm supposed to cancel? What about the people in Altoona that paid money and wanted to see me and they're looking forward to me? He goes, Brian, you can just replace you with another comedian. I'm just easily replaceable. Is that what you're saying? That they're just not going to notice that Brian Scott McFadden is not on the stage at this gig? Is that what you're saying? What about the kids? What about the kids that with their lunch money, they're taking it to buy tickets to see me? And my agent's like, Brian, the kids aren't even allowed in the show. Oh, so the kids don't show up? I'm not supposed to show up either? What kind of example is, and the whole thing is just basically this ridiculous thing where he's basically arguing to put, and they said, well, let me tell you something, pal. Brian Scott McFadden on December 18th is not going to be sitting in a hot tub with a bunch of boys. He's going to be sitting with the good people of Altoona, Pennsylvania on December 18th. And then something like my agent says, oh, did I say December 18th? Oh, I meant December. No, I meant September 18th. Oh, yeah, I can do that, right? like something. I don't know what the joke is.
No. Well, first of all, yeah, I love it till the kids. The kids, I feel, make it gets a little muddled there, but I think it's funny. Is this something you tell your audience when you're in Altoona? Because it's very funny.
Oh, yeah. No, the whole joke is wherever I am.
You're wherever you are. Okay,
yeah,
that's what I figured.
Wherever I am, you plug in it. Yeah,
because I think it'd be funny too. Obviously the Playboy Mansion doesn't work anymore because it's not existing.
Whatever.
You get something that's equivalent to that. Because what's funny is this, like, I don't need, but just the idea. The example would be, in my opinion, is like leaning into Altoona or wherever you are. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't need hot tub in Playboy Mansion with supermodels. Because hey, I'm in Altoona. I could do your above ground pool with your aunt or whatever. And so like, it's funny to lean into that. I don't know if you're doing that at all. But,
the whole joke is basically, and you could go 1,000 different ways with this. You could say, look, I want to be in Altoona, Pennsylvania. They have a Wendy's in Altoona. They have a axe throwing, whatever it is. And it's not making fun of the town. I mean, it really is literally talking about how excited I am about all the amenities and things in whatever town. And you drop a few local references. You could. It's a plug and play bit. It's a modular piece that I love. Just something about that. The only problem is the ending. I have to stick the landing because it really doesn't have it really whatever the ending twist is, whether it's, and I don't think it's funny enough to say, oh yeah, I can do that, And the most obvious joke. Let me just say the most obvious twist, and it's a lame joke, but the most obvious one would be, I don't mention the money, and then I say, I'm not working at a Playboy Mansion. I'm going to be in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And the guy says, Brian, it pays $80,000, the gig. Oh, yeah. And then I don't know what it pays $80,000. All right, we'll cancel Altoona then. You know what I mean? Like that it's terrible. You know, then I'll cancel Altoona. I mean, I hate that, but you know what I mean, right? Like it has to have an ending which justifies the long journey.
Well,
and
tell
it's
me
basically
about it. Tell me about it. How's it working already?
Well, I did it. It doesn't have an ending, so I did it. I've done it like twice in different locales over the years. It's one of those bits that's been on my shelf. Once again, one of these bits that I always thought there's an ending for this, but I don't know what it is. Where it's I
think it's kind of like it feels to me like if let's say I stole this bit, which I'm not, but let's say I stole it, and what would I do with it? What I would do with it is basically it would be everything up till basically Altoona. And so to me, in my brain, I don't know why I'm going all the way. I'm still talking to the agent. To me, when I hear the joke, what the brilliance of this joke is, you know, I could have taken this gig, but hey, I'm here with you guys, and you guys, I got the Wendy's, I got the thing. My brain's like, that's kind of where it stops. But if you want to keep going, that's your intricate, like you want to do this whole thing. I don't know if you're losing them when you're going back into your agent. I don't know. I'd have to see it. Yeah. But in my head, I think it's brilliant that you do that thing. That's a great way to start, great way to open. You're talking about the town. They got the putt, you know, they got all this stuff. And so, but I don't know if going back to the agent is like funny because it's like basically in their head, they're like, you turned down that gig and you're here and you're excited about being here. And then that's all I'm getting from the bit. When you go back to the agent, I get confused.
Okay. So you're saying, the problem, that's what makes this bit a challenge. It's not something from a traditional stand-up perspective. It's something that I love. I love arguments and interactions with me and characters in my show. That's one of my strong suits. It's like me fighting with somebody. So I told my agent, and he's like, Brian, you don't have to do this gig. We can cancel the gig in Altoona. I'm saying, I'm not canceling the gig. They have a putt in there. They have a go-kart thing. I am not. And I don't get into this industry I love acting pieces. That
have you ever had a fried pickle? Have you ever had a fried pickle?
Right. Like do you know they have fried pickles there? Have you ever had a fried pickle? Well, I'll take that over any supermodel I've ever seen. Okay. You know, like that's.
Yeah, I think it works. Well, now I'm getting it. So yeah, it just takes a second. It's like, but you could sell that because it's you and you're, you know, so
it's the ending.
Well, the ending always has to be a little different. I get right. Oh, no, I guess not, because it's like the agent. You're talking to the agent at the end. But to me, the funniest part of it is that you took Altoona over that, and then and I think you complicate it when you say, "Oh, I'll take it another day," or it pays $80,000 or whatever. Like I
understand.
I don't know.
That was just one ending. Like that was just that wasn't where I wanted to go. I'm simply saying. If they say, "Oh, they gave it to somebody else," like you had to, you know, maybe that's it. They gave it to somebody else. Say that again. What do you mean? Like they gave it to somebody else. Like you lost your window, and then now you're stuck in Altoona. It's kind of funny. Well, how would you do that? Well, you were saying, "Well, let me figure it out," or something. I don't know, but it was just something like, I don't know, just the idea of you like still wanting it, but then it's gone, and then you're like. Okay, well, we're in Altoona, fried pickles. Am I right? And then you just kind of go back to those tags about how great the town is. It's kind of funny. Yeah. I don't know. Just the idea of like, or you look at your phone and you're like, oh, or I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like. I love the that's what I'm saying. Whatever the twist is, I don't have the twist. I don't know exactly, but I know what you're saying. That make. Altoona, the punchline in terms of like all the great stuff about it and working there, it sort of speaks to an aspect of me because I'm so show business old school that I don't cancel gigs even if I get a great offer. It's actually true. Like that's an aspect of me. I need to get over that. But I've like turned down better gigs because I don't want to disappoint somebody. So the whole point is an illumination of an aspect of my personality that's like so I said I can't do the gig. I got Altoona, Pennsylvania. And he said, well, they've got hot tubs. Well, you know what Altoona has? They got fried pickles, okay? And they got this, and they got out. You know what they have in there? They got a go-kart races, okay? Well, they got supermodels with triple D breasts. Well, you know what Altoona has is on ice fishing. Ice fishing. You know, like that. Yeah. That. I mean, what I'm saying is the bit doesn't have you could take this bit several different ways. And the whole point is that I have the basic framework, but I have no ending that buttons the piece and gets me the applause break. What you want is an applause break at the end of it. What I can smell an applause break a mile away, and there is one somewhere in here.
I mean,
and
they may clap for fried pickles if that's what they're known for. But
Yeah,
I know
okay.
what you're saying. You
Yeah,
want
but I know.
you want a more proper applause break. I get it.
Yeah, and I also don't want it so specific. I don't want to always have to do research. I would love something that just basically is like
I think
small
that's
town.
impossible. That's impossible. You got to do a little bit of research.
Well, I know you do have to do research, and I love to do that. But I'm saying that if you just did small town America, you know, they have a Wendy's there.
They feel that way. They should feel like you've experienced a little bit of the town. They should never feel like it's a stock bit for every small town.
Well, no, I understand that. I understand that that's the beauty of the piece, is to be able to plug and play, and you just fill in the blanks.
I mean, that's just a ride from the airport. You know, you just know what the town has. You know, that's nothing.
I know.
Yeah,
no, I know. It's easy to do that. What I'm saying is that plug and play aspect of it has to be as general as possible, so that it's easily modular, that it can, and I think that there's a way to do that. Absolutely. You just fill in a few things. What's the coolest place? What's the mall's name? You know, what's this? And because basically what I want to do is a parody of the hack thing that everyone does when they go to a town, right?
Yeah.
Where everyone says, you know, when you can make it in Altoona, you can make it anywhere. Everyone, they will say show that. I always like to take show business cliches and find an angle on them that's really funny, and revivify those things for the modern era, because I think those things always been around, those hacky kind of material. Hacky,
I mean,
it's
basically, I mean, in my brain, it's like, you know, you take the gig, it's later or whatever. I didn't quite understand how that was funny to you. That you,
what do you mean?
Oh, that you got the dates mixed up? Was that what it was?
Yeah, the whole thing is me arguing. The whole thing is about an act out where I'm like, I am not going to take some gig in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to Altoona, Pennsylvania on December 18th. And he said, "Oh, did I say September 8th? It's December 19th. Oh, I can do that." Like, oh, awesome! I get to do both.
I guess that works.
It's not that funny. It's not that funny. Don't get me wrong.
It could be funny too if, like, you know, they went with somebody else and like a funny punchline of a person. You know, they went with Matt Rife. They went with Jeff Dunham. Right. They went with, you know, Larry the Cable Guy. You know,
explain how that works. Explain how that works.
I don't know. I'm just like I'm just freestyling here, trying to figure out what because I would have to restructure the conversation, because, like I said, I kind of checked out after you basically were like, you know, I could have had a better gig. And then now I have this gig, because in my brain, I'm like, all right, let's start the show. So, but it's, you know, so I would have to see the piece. The piece might make more sense. But I also think whatever you're doing, here's a problem with you sometimes. It's working. It's already working. Like, you're making it not work in your head, but it's freak. I've never seen you do something like this and it not work. It's working. Is it perfect? I don't know. In your brain, probably never, but it's working. So your instincts are always right. It's like, is it this, you know, thing is with you have so many bits that are just like, you know, they've done so much detail on them, and you've painted the silver lining and the gold leaf. And it may not be one of those bits ever. Yeah. Because it's hey, I'm here. Let's start the show kind of bit. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It's not a closer. It's a kind of an opener. So it doesn't have to be perfect. But, you know,
I guess,
I guess the punchline, you know, you already have a punchline, and that's like, oh, it's, you know, basically you're angry that someone would want you to not do the Altoona gig, and then you find it's a different date. You're like, oh, I'll take it. Or it pays $80,000, and you're like, oh, I guess, you know, whatever, you know, let me think about it or whatever. So, you know, those two punch angles are already there. And, you know, a way to get it to another angle is, you know, having a different conversation with your agent at the end. You know, I don't know how you phrase that, but
I guess you know, did I talk about? Like, just do one last thing on this. That's
what happens when your booking agent is your uncle or something. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no. Did I talk about Dwight Gooden for Say No to Drugs, which was one of the first things I ever wrote on the show? I might have talked about it, but I was trying to find it. Okay, Dwight Gooden. I used to do a bit about Dwight Gooden for Say No. No, Dwight Gooden. Well, you remember back in the day, when he got arrested for drug, he got accused of cocaine use. He admitted to it. But then they always make the guys do community service. So I wanted to write a commercial, and the bit was Dwight. Now they're making him do anti-drug commercials, and the bit was killer because it basically was Dwight Gooden saying, "Okay, kids, don't do drugs, and here's the reasons. It'll destroy your life. It'll ruin your career." And I needed to have the thing become him being pro drugs. And I didn't know how to make the transition. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like I needed the joke was he was on set shooting the commercial live, and then he suddenly starts advocating for drugs. And I knew that was the joke, but I couldn't figure out how to get to the joke, right? So so basically I nailed it after about 45 minutes of riffing. I finally came up. The joke was, so say no to drugs, kids, because they can destroy your life, and the best way to stop drugs is never to start. But if you've already started, I got some new stuff in this week that's just unbelievable. There's really, really premium stuff. I mean, God, get off me, man. Get the hell off me, man. No, listen, kids, I got some really great stuff. Get the hell off me, man. This stuff is pretty. And the whole thing became him saying like this stuff will cause you. I pitched a no-hitter when I was on cocaine, heroin. It was one of my best games. And the whole thing became a pro-drug commercial. It was really funny, but the whole twist was, the best way to stop drugs is never to start.
Yeah.
But if you've already started, I got some new stuff in this week. This is unbelievable. Really, it's so good. And that twist was so perfectly worded and written that I was so happy with that. I was like, oh my God, that's the joke. And that killed. That's the kind of twist I'm saying. Like, I'm not going to be in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And I'm not going to be in some hot tub. Oh, it's September 18th? Oh, I can totally do that. Awesome. But that's not nearly as good as I understand that. I was looking for something, the transition from I don't know what, I'm going to start crying because I'm working in Altoona because I'm not happy about it. I'm going to be with the good people of Altoona. What have I done? That was another way to do it, where I broke down sobbing, right?
I always love you sobbing. I mean, as a big fan, you overreact.
I can't do this. I always want to do a bit where I have a full-scale meltdown on stage, an acting meltdown. I always wanted to do one where I just told him I can't. No, I can't. So anyway, it's great to be here. Anyway, like something like that.
I mean, if you could pull that off, it'd be. I can't imagine that not working, but
I know, but I don't know what am I? I'm crying, and then I still don't have the.
Well, you're crying because you turned down the gig. The good
and
gig.
I said that I don't want to work in this. I want to work in Altoona.
Yeah.
What have I done?
I mean, I feel like sobbing on stage, they kind of got to get to know you first.
But that's just it. If I could, that's what I'm saying. That is, if you could pull that off, you'd be like a legend, right?
I mean, you're a great crier and stuff. I think you could. I think it's fun. You have to build it though. You gotta slow build it, but you can't just rush into tears. Like, you got to be like, it's just hold on. I think part of it is like, oh, so how much is it paid? Oh, really? Oh, $45,000. Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what? That's okay. Altoona. I get free drink tickets in Altoona. That's cool. And that's a funny one. Going back and forth. All right. So I get what you're saying. Who's going to be there? Who's going to be there? Oh, Brad Pitt's going to be there. Oh, that's cool. Really, I heard the leader of the Boy Scouts is going to be in Tuna. That's cool. Like a back and forth of like,
right.
You're like, oh, it's going to be 18,000 people. Oh, that's great. Oh, here. Oh, there's 62. Great. That's a better crowd anyway. It's more intimate. That kind of, and then build to kind of getting emotional. And it's and then it's just like, oh, you didn't tell me that. What?
Right.
And then, but Altoona's great. And then you start to build it, and then I think maybe the reveal.
Okay, no, what you're doing right now, to me, I go, okay, that's close. Yeah, you're in the ball. We're close.
Yeah.
Like
we'll
that.
Play with it. Like play with the clay that I've given you.
Like that, because
that
I don't know why I would be crying. I still haven't figured that out. Like, am I happy that I'm in Altoona? Am I happy that I lost the gig? Am I depressed that I lost the gig and I'm just having a breakdown because I'm working in Altoona? That's a tough, because I don't even know what the psychology
you're
is.
upset that you chose Altoona over.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yes. It's like, why did I do this? Oh, no.
You might have to kick the stool.
Anyway.
You might have to be a prop comic and kick the stool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be, oh my God.
I mean, to get out of that and just go into your act is pretty marvelous if you could, fool it.
Oh,
I mean,
if you
why
could pull
not?
that off.
It's freaking whatever, what is it, governors or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, I think you should try that on a lake show and see what happens. I think it's really funny. It's but I think the back and forth, the build of like, oh, it has that. Oh, well, Altoona has chicken fingers, or this has this, and this has that. It's just a boom, 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 boom. I think, and then building to, and you maybe try this. Maybe you don't have to get completely upset. Maybe you just get almost like glossy eyed, and it's just like you're like, oh, that's cool. All right, well, I'm really excited to be here in Altoona. This is great. I'm so
it's
excited.
really great to be here.
Yeah, it's 3 shows.
Because I just was in Altoona. That was my point. I was the only reason I'm joking about it, and it was great. The shows were great. The audiences were great. Sure. I just was there, and it was so much fun. It was great. And my point being, I'm only using that as an example for anyone listening. This is not. We had a great time down there. I was just using that because I was just there.
We're trashing Altoona. I have a Altoona. I didn't want to bring it up, but those are bad people. Those are probably the worst people.
Obviously,
if we have any Altoona people getting angry, then that means viewership, and we're happy.
Yeah. So there you go. So that, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. I love the idea. I have two bits, and I we don't have time to do another one, right?
Yeah. Well, you're the one that told us we had to start early, so I assume you got it.
Well, no, I gotta go at 3. I gotta go at 3. I have a hard out at 3, so I just. But here, okay, I'm gonna introduce one more since we're on this topic.
Sure.
This is the dream of mine to have like it was one of that bit, and this other one that I'm going to describe is like me saying sometimes some people come to comedy clubs, they don't want to laugh at all. Right. And I've done that joke.
Yeah.
Okay. No, we're not doing that again.
Okay.
No, what I'm saying is, but sometimes you don't want to laugh. Sometimes I say, this is what I say. I said, sometimes you guys don't want to laugh. Sometimes I don't want to be funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes I want to come out here and say, hey, have we done this?
No, it's just 90% of my comedy.
Okay. So
where I don't want to be funny.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm relating to you. Yes.
Right. So sometimes I don't want to be funny. Sometimes I want to come out and say, hey, why does everything have to be a big joke to everybody? Why does everything, can't we talk for serious? Can't we just talk? Can't we have a real conversation, folks? I mean, I got problems. You got problems. Why can't we just bond? Why does everything have to be a joke? Why does everything have to be a joke? Sometimes I want to come out here and I just want to have a good time and I want to connect with people. But, if you do that, the audience gets kind of uncomfortable. That the joke of that, I've done that a few times.
On stage. You just want to cry on stage. Like this.
I so want to cry on stage.
You want several bits that allow you to cry on stage.
That is my dream.
Well, try that. Try that without getting crazy emotional and just like almost like matter of fact, like just kind of like sometimes. I don't want to be funny. You know what I mean? I don't want to be funny. I just had a bad day. Had to talk to, my mom about this thing. I had to. No, I
just want to talk and just connect with people.
But I think it's brilliant not getting emotional also. Like there's two extremes. The extremity of it is kind of like a piece, if you will. And then the other is just like the truth behind being a comedian. Because like sometimes you just have this, you have a crappy day, we're rejected all day long. And then we got to get up and, like Bill Hicks joke where it's like, you gotta, you can't entertain each other. So we got to find this thing inside of us to entertain you. And it's like, it's exhausting.
Right.
Like, so
but there has to be a punch and a switcheroo because I know what you're saying. And maybe you're right to just go, sometimes I just want to talk, I just want to come out and, have a conversation because you're opening your set. So you're setting a tone. They don't know you yet. So to have this extreme, I would love, it's like Willy Wonka where he's I love the Willy Wonka. Gene Wilder said that they wanted to set up that character so he put the limp in at the beginning of that movie. There's all this tension that builds, and then he does a backflip, and he goes like this, and then they said that set up that character that you didn't know what the hell that guy is going to do. And that's the kind of frame that I love to set, where I don't know, this guy's a little unhinged and emotionally all over the map. I would love to set that frame at the beginning of my set to say, I don't know, but why can't we just talk? Why can't we just, I don't know, just anyway, but you do that, the audience gets a little uncomfortable.
I will say this.
Yeah.
This is one of those bits that is, and don't take this the wrong way, it's a bit of a pratfall. And so the problem with a pratfall is if they don't laugh, then you got to get yourself up quietly up the stage and back to the mic. I don't know if you've ever seen like a big piece not go well, something physical or something or whatever. And then it's like, you got to be like, okay, all right. How about the shooter, huh? And you are taking a risk of it, like not getting response at all and getting like tourists looking at you like, what is happening? And so,
No, well, you're absolutely right, Dustin. But what my point being that, like, I think, no, you're absolutely right. This is a risky piece of comedy.
And I love you taking this risk, but I'm just saying.
I think that's why the twist, the dismount, and the landing, and where you go right there, that's the key to the whole bit. Everything that comes before is kind of easy for me. Okay. But then how do I transition from what I'm just doing or what I've just done to go? But sometimes when I do that, the audience gets a little uncomfortable. So anyway,
that should get a laugh. That should get a laugh.
That should get a laugh.
I can't imagine that not getting a laugh.
It gets a laugh, and then it's like, but then it's like, okay, now what do I do? What do I say there? Like how do I get into my act from there? That's the tough part.
Not really, because that's the beauty of the bit, that it's ridiculous and weird. It's like getting up there doing an Elvis impression and then just going into your act. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't need transition after that. It's basically you're breaking the audience down and making them just like, here we go. This is like the limp. It's the limp. He's not talking about the limp after. He's dancing, and then we're dancing. He's not going back and like, that was funny, huh? That I had a limp. No, he's just dancing. Like, nobody cares. It's changed. It's done.
Then maybe I need to just practice this and see what comes from when I break the character, and
if you could do this week and we could attach it to this episode, that would be a lot of fun. If you could somehow. Okay. Try, because it would be if we could get it, because we haven't done that yet, and we need to start doing that where we have the actual performances of these bits that we're writing. But if we could do that with this bit, you being the inaugural, and just you getting up there, and because the idea of me, because I'm not the thespian you are, of trying to pretend to cry on stage and it working just terrifies me. But so I have so much faith in you and your abilities to do these kind of things. But I would love to see it. I'd love to see it work. I'd love to see it fail. I'm not going to lie. Both would be very entertaining.
Okay. No, I want to do it. I always wanted to cry and have an emotional meltdown.
You got a Broadway 1020 coming up?
Yeah.
All right. Put your phone up. Put your phone up. You'll get booked there for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter if you do this bit. You're the best comic they got. So yeah, just do it. Try it.
Okay. All right, I'm in. I'm doing it.
All right. This has been fun. We got animals. We got crying bits. This has been
sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys. Get your sea monkeys, kids. Did we see how much they were? Adam, did we know how much that was a big question I had.
Oh, yeah.
What's the inflation on the sea monkey? Because I know it's not
inflation on the sea monkeys.
Because you get that plastic thing. I don't think we got the plastic thing.
No, you didn't get nothing.
So you could buy them for about $15.
Wow, that's where we are. They were.
Find out what year. Hey, what year were those? What year were those ads on? The original ad. The original ones. What year were those put out?
I would say 77.
Okay. Yeah.
Because everything like that happened around my 7 to 8 year old age. That seems
So the original sea monkeys were 1957.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Oh, I'm way off.
Damn.
I thought that was just for us. That's how good a marketing product that is.
Damn, that's
in the
impressive.
50s, in the 70s, they were gigantic. I'm sure. I doubt this, modern version is very big, but the idea that they're still going, and now they've moved to YouTube. Pretty impressive company. What's the company? Do we know? Is it like something?
Very.
Sea Monkey Company, Sea Monkey Inc. Like,
Bandai has them now, and that's a pretty big company.
Oh, Bandai. What is that?
Bandai.
Oh,
is that China or something?
They bought the
I think it's Japan.
See, that makes sense.
Oh, another American job that went overseas. It was Fifth Avenue. It was 200 Fifth Avenue. And now look what happened.
We lost
the sea monkey market.
They've been trying to warn us. Is how it starts. Sea monkeys.
That's
folks.
really funny. The
sea
idea.
Monkeys.
You know, in America, we used to make sea monkeys.
Now they took our sea monkeys.
Goddamn Japanese have taken our entire manufacturing, including our sea monkeys.
Hilarious.
Okay. All right.
Sea monkeys. All right. That was great. See you guys.
Woo. Later.
Well, folks, that's our show. It's time for us to go. Make sure to follow us, give us a like, drop us a comment, and always subscribe. We're Chasing Comedy on all the socials. We hope you had a gas, had some laughs, and maybe you learned something too. Until next time, we're Brian and Dustin, and we're Chasing Comedy.